The news is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, Cyril B. Ramney Tertola Pier Park, NV Salon Spa Nail and Barbershop, the Wellness Center, Medical and Behavioral Health Clinics, Ticely Cross Deliciously Smooth Cider, HOV Medical and Digicel, simply more speed, reliability and entertainment. When the United Kingdom decided to sever ties with the European Union, BREXIT, it has always been a concern for the overseas territories, and the EU is saying it just as they see it.
For me, I must admit, somehow bittersweet moment. It is in the first place a sweet moment, sweet because we are here to celebrate the great work that has been done by the community itself, but also by the contractor and companies, with the great support and leadership of the Pan American Health Organization and personalities from BVI that are here with us today. And this is indeed a great achievement. This is the third in a series of handovers that we have celebrated this week, and that demonstrates the scope and success of the cooperation to advance development and reduce vulnerabilities in the face of the global climate crisis. This was indeed what prompted the EU to act in the wake of Hurricanes Irma and Maria with a comprehensive support package to the region. This initiative included rebuilding and refurbishing a number of community centers in BVI as shelters against hurricanes. But it is just one example of many initiatives that the EU has supported over the last decades in BVI and other British overseas territories. And that is certainly for me the slightly bitter part of the event, because in a certain way it marks the end of cooperation with the EU in the way that we had been accustomed to. Brexit has brought this cooperation to an end. The EU will no longer be in a position to cooperate with the British overseas territories the way we did in the past. And that is certainly something sad, for us at least. We are all aware of the negative consequences that Brexit had for the UK, the reduced economic growth, more red tape for small and medium-sized companies, the tensions in Ireland. But what is sometimes forgotten is, at least for the broad public, that it also has these impacts on OTCs, and that Brexit has also been a very, very sad story for the EU. We have lost an important and much appreciated member of the family. Brexit certainly cuts, or has cut already, many ties between the EU and the UK. And this is something that we deeply regret. So in this sense, the event of today is just a powerful reminder for us, for me, of what we can achieve together.
However, all is not lost.
Yesterday, the UK and the EU reached an important agreement regarding Ireland. And we truly hope that this was just the first in a series of new agreements, and that in the not so far away future, we will be able to rebuild the wonderful relations that we have built over the years with the UK, and especially with many UK OTCs. So in this sense, I finish with the wish that this might not have been our last cooperation, and that the future holds more for us.
Over the years, and most recently after hurricanes devastated the territory in 2017, the European Union has been a constant aid to the Virgin Islands.
During the 2017 hurricanes, several community centers across the Virgin Islands were significantly impacted. We have been working as a government and together with our partners to restore our community centers and to adhere to modern requirements. The European Union has been one of our key development partners on this important initiative. The EU has provided the funding. The Pan American Health Organization has provided technical oversight for implementing this project. The contract for this community center was awarded to a joint venture between Lawrence Wheatley Construction and Accurate Construction, and works commenced on the 4th of October 2021. The Virgin Islands was fortunate to receive a grant from the EU in the amount of €2 million to repair some of the community centers damaged by the hurricanes. The centers that benefited from the EU's grant funding are the West End Community Center, the Valerie O. Thomas Community Center in Seacows Bay, the Gertrude and Christina Warner Community Center in Purcell Estate, and this community center, the Emile Dunlap Community Center in Anegada. Of course, persons would recall that in November 2021, we saw the handing over of the West End Community Center. This means that all 4 community center projects under this EU grant have been delivered. The EU has been a very consistent and supportive development partner of the Virgin Islands for over 3 decades, and for this, we in the Virgin Islands are grateful. In addition to the funding received for repairs to the 4 community centers mentioned above, the EU has also provided the Virgin Islands with grant funding from the 11th European Development Fund to the Resilience, Sustainable Energy, Marine Biodiversity, and Climate Resilience programs. The Virgin Islands has also benefited from EU funding in the past for a number of projects, including the terminal building at the Beef Island Airport, now Terence Beale International Airport, the Ace Lavity Stout Community College Library and Auditorium Building, and the HLSCC Culinary Arts Building. The Regional Disaster Risk Reduction Project, to which the Government of the Virgin Islands through the Department of Disaster Management benefited tremendously. The Regional Small Micro Enterprise Project, where the Department of Trade and many businesses in the Virgin Islands saw immense benefits. Repairs to the copper mine ruins in Virgin Gorda, and the construction and completion of the visitor center at Mount Sage. Sadly, one of the effects of Brexit is that the Resembid project will be the last opportunity for the Virgin Islands to receive direct funding for development assistance through the European Union. Through the Premier's Office, the Government of the Virgin Islands looks forward to a continued working relationship with the EU as a development partner.
This is at the Emile Dunlap Community Center dedication ceremony at Anegada on Tuesday, February 28, 2023.
We know that where you choose to bank matters, and it is your vote on what your funds do in strengthening our community. As your official Bank of Paradise, we invest and support the lifeblood of our economy by helping in the realization of personal goals for homeownership, education, and entrepreneurial visions, which support small businesses. We make it our place to connect with persons and worthy causes, and we have been doing so for more than 30 years. Where your money goes and what your dollars empower are your choice. And we thank you for choosing us, a bank that gives where it matters the most, for you, for our community, and a happier tomorrow. The National Bank of the Virgin Islands.
Everyone looks to the future, but no one truly knows what the future holds.
The number of people under the age of 20 with type 2 diabetes could increase by 49% by 2050. Let it be known that we all have a 30% chance of developing hypertension.
Globally, more than 300 million people of all ages suffer from depression.
More than 60,000 young adults aged 20 to 39 are diagnosed with cancer each year. Obesity leads to problems such as stroke, heart disease, and kidney failure.
No matter your race, age, or color, we are all at risk.
These diseases can be managed or prevented if caught early.
but with the right medicine and the right doctors to keep us on a path to live a robust and healthy life.
We will live well.
There are many ways to enjoy life, like so many ways to count on Popular.
Plug into Digicel Plus and get even more entertainment with Disney Plus included. The best of Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, and National Geographic all in one place. Whenever you want, plug into Plus to enjoy Disney Plus and much more with a home fiber bundle. Sign up today. Digicel Plus.